So today we will discuss about the scale-up technology for the tablet dosage form. We already know that tablet formula is developed in the pilot plant, and then we have to go in commercial with that formula. So we have to develop that product in a large quantity. So we call it as the scale-up technology. So whenever we talk about the scale-up technology, the material we are using maybe in the multiple units, the instrument we're using maybe in the big size, the evaluation instrument we're using maybe in the big size. So we have to consider all these things during the scale up technology. So initially we will discuss what instrument or what is the process we will use the pilot plant, and for the scale up which instrument we is suitable. So the when we talk about the material and powder handling, so there are two primary concerns, means achieving reliable flow and maintaining blend uniformity. Okay, when we talk about the powders, means it should mix properly. Okay, it should be, if it is flow properly, it is in a good manner, it is probability that they will mix with as per the requirement. Okay, means it is homogeneous. Okay, many a times there is difference in the densities of that particular product, or size is there. Depending upon that, and during the jerking, during the formulation process, segregation may occur. Okay, if the segregation is occur, there is uneven distribution of the product, and ultimately it product will fail. Okay, it will fail in the evaluation test, and we have to discard that product. So we have to take this matter very seriously when we go with that scale up technology. Okay, so we have to maintain the blend uniformity. So when we talk about this blend uniformity and handling system, so we must deliver the accurate amount of the ingredient. Okay, material lost should be less, and there should be no cross contamination. Okay, so we have to be very cautious during the material handling. Then when we want to avoid the segregation, modify the powder in a way to reduce its inherent tendency to segregate. Okay, we already discussed that density is a major part. Okay, so the change the particle size such that the active segregation mechanism become less dominant. Say then what we will do, we will go with the granulation. Okay, we will go with the aggregation. If the aggregation is there, small particle come together and they come together and there is the aggregation. Then change the cohesiveness of the powder such that the particle in a bed of powder are less likely to move independent of each other. Okay, means cohesive forces, if we increase that cohesive forces, that particle will be there. Okay, so they will not move here and there, so less segregation is there. Then modify the equipment to reduce the forces that acts to segregate. We generally discuss that there is more, there is uh, so generally during that manufacturing process, if equipment having more jerk, so there is more separation or more segregation is there. So we will try to reduce that jerking tendency of that particular instrument, or we will change the instrument. So we should have that alternative equipment facility during that pilot plant or the scale up technology. So change the equipment to provide the remixing, mixing. These are some steps we have to take for the avoidance of the segregation. Then the next step, okay, dry blending. We are going with the tablet. So initially we go with the mixing. Then after mixing, we go with the dry blending. Dry blending means what? We blend it, we mix all that. So the dry blend should take place in the granulation vessel. Large batch may be dry blended and then subdivided into the multiple section for the granulation. So initially we will mix all the ingredient, then we will segregate it, we will separate it in a small section for the granulation. Then all the ingredients should be free of lumps, otherwise it will cause the flow problems. If there is the lumps, we have to pass it through the sieve number 120, 60, 144, depending upon the requirements mentioned in that batch manufacturing record. And when we pass it with the sieve, we will get that particles will that material will be free from the lumps. Okay. And that flow problem can be reduced. Then the screening or milling of the ingredient prior to the blending usually make the process more reliable. Screening or milling means passing through the sieve or milling with in an instrument. So small particle size, uniform particle size, or that lumps are there, that lumps get converted into the particles. When we talk about the equipments, generally the V blender, double cone blender, ribbon blender, slant cone blender, bean blender, orbiting screw blender, vertical and horizontal high intensity mixers, all these are used. Okay. These are the instruments: V cone blender, double cone blender. See, okay, it is available in our college also. Double cone blender, ribbon blender, then Conta blenders. Then the next step is the granulation. After that granulation, so there are the specially two types of granulation: dry and wet, and there is the direct compression is there. So we will go in detail. Initially, we will see the basics. So the weight of the material and the shear forces generally generated by the granulation equipment. So the use of the multifunctional processor, that is the significant in the terms of the space and the manpower, is the requirement. Then the viscosity of the granulating solution is also important when we talk about the granulation. Then generally that fluidized bed processor or fluidized bed granulator, which is available in our college, is nowadays routinely used. It initially there was a granulator, blender, all that dryer is used. All these instruments, three functions is carried out in one function, that is the fluidized bed processor, that is the FBP. Okay. So here mixing is there, granulation is there, and drying is there. So the fluidized bed processor or the fluidized bed granulators are now routinely used in the company. So here, when we talk about this fluidized bed granulator or FBP, here we will see it as a FBP. So here we place powder in the chamber. The main thing is the we rotate we that powder in that chamber, and we by the air, okay, maybe the hot air of around 30-40 degrees Celsius, or depending upon our product's temperature, and we will spray the coating solution or granulating solution, here we say the granulating solution, through the nozzle, so that particles are moving in that air stream. Solution is sprayed over that powder, so that powder solution gets sticks to that powder. Powder get receives that liquid, and 2, 3, 4, 5, I said there is formation of the lumps of that powder. At the same time, the air is the hot, so the coating solution, the solution which we use, that solution get evaporated. So in this fluid bed granulation, mainly the process inlet air temperature, automation air pressure. Automation air pressure means that pressure which we using for floating that powder. Air volume, it is using the CFM. Then liquid spray rate, generally we use that peristaltic pump. If you go to the laboratory, many pump students do the project over that instrument. So you can see that the flow is 0.5, 0.7 ml per minute. Likewise is there. Then the nozzle position, there are two types is there. Okay. Then product and exhaust air temperature, filter porosity, cleaning frequency, bowl capacity, all these are the required parameters. These are some blenders. Then after that, if we using a common dryer, so we will go with the hot air oven, we will go with the fluidized bed dryer. So if we are using this FBP, so there is no need of this hot air oven. If we are using fluid bed granulator only, we will have to go with that oven. So FBP is there. So FBP is sufficient for all these things. So when we talk about the hot air oven, so what is the temperature? What is the airflow? When we set the temperature, we must know that melting point of that temperature, whether of the drug or API, whether it is thermosensitive. All these things we should know. If it is the thermosensitive, we will never go with the wet granulation process. We will go with the dry granulation or the direct compression process. So all these things we have to study during the pilot plan. After pilot plan, we see that it is a thermostable drug. We will go with that wet granulation and we will use the O1 or the FBP. So depth of the granulation tray, monitoring the drying process, then drying time, all these things we have to consider during the hot air oven. Then again this dryer, this is when we talk about this fluid bed granulator and fluid bed dryer, so we will it is having somewhat different. So it have a tray like situations. So the optimum load, air flow rate, inlet air temperature, humidity of the incoming air, likewise we have to study in that fluid bed dryer is there. So here we generally have the trays. Here again we have that airflow, okay, in that chamber, and that airflow causes drying of the granules. This is the fluid bed dryer is there. See, it is the chamber. It is the chamber is there. Here we put the sample, and then by this is the trolley. Trolley is attached, and these are the bags, airbag. It is situated at here. Here you can see the chambers. These are the that visual. Here we can see that whether granulation process is carried out or not. Here from here we can see that this powder is at stick to these bags or not. Okay, and many a times there is air flows from inside these bags, so that's why if the powder is attached or sticks, it uh, it is then again collected into this collector. Okay, this is the instrument which is available in our lab. So it is in small scale. See, this is the chamber. Likewise, here the visual is there. Here we can see. Okay, there is also the light is there. Here, these are the lights, and from this light we able to check the granulation process or not. Inside this, there are the three air. These types of bags are there. Okay, so this is the air inlet is there. Okay, air inlet is there. Exhaust air goes from here, and these blue air enter into this chamber through the bags from this blue thing. And this is the peristaltic pump. This is the tubing. Okay, for the spraying of the liquid. This is the temperature. Okay, temperature is noted through this rod. It is inserted inside the chamber. In industry, when we talk about this reduction of particle size, there are mills are there, or the sieving is also there. So these, by using these mills or the sieving operation, we go with that reduction of the particle. Okay, and we after that we use the lubricant glidants. Okay, and then we go with the compression. Okay, so the particle size reduction of the dried granulation of the production size batch can be carried out by passing through oscillating granulator, hammer mill, mechanical sieving device, or screening device. These are the instruments through which we go with the particle size reduction in the scale up. Oscillating granulator, hammer mill, mechanical sieving device, and screening device. So this is the hammer mill. Oscillating type granulator is there. Okay, then next is the blending. Blending means what? We use flow promoters, we use the glidants. Okay, we will mix it, so we call it as a blending. With that granules, we will mix it with the granules. So the types of the blending equipment offered differ from that of using the laboratory. In any blending operation, both segregation and mixing can be occur. So the particle aberration is more likely to occur when the high shear mixers with spiral screws or blades are used. High shear means with high speed or somewhat spirally moving is there or blades are there. So particle aberration means reduction in the particle size is more. And when a low dose active ingredient is to be blended, it may be switched between two portions of the directly compressible equipment excipient to avoid the loss to the surface of the blender. Means if very small quantity is there, so initially we will go with we will initially use excipient, then drug, and then again the excipient, so the sticking to that instrument can be reduced. Okay, in scale up of the blending, following parameters should be considered. Number one is the blending load, blender size, mixing speed, mixing size, time, bulk density, and characteristics. When we talk about the bulk density, if it is a very light product, segregation is there, so bulk density is very important. Then a specialized granulation process. This was all about the wet granulation. Now the dry blending or direct compression and the slugging. When we talk about the slugging, it is the dry granulation. Slug means a large tablet is there, or here we go with the flakes. Material flakes is prepared, and then it is flakes means sheets. If we prepare, either we prepare a sheet or either or a large tablet. Okay. So when we talk about the dry blending or direct compression, it is a very easy process. We will take all the ingredients, we will mix it, we will add the lubricant, and then we will go with the compression. But one thing we have to be very cautious about when we go with this direct compression, because when we talk about the direct compression, there is no granulation. Means the excipient which we are using, it should have that much property to move from hopper to die cavity. Okay, so specific size that excipients here we use, so it is called as the directly compressible vehicles. So they are nothing but the aggregated powders of MCC. So we call it as the Avicel 101, 102, 103, 301. Likewise, different companies have different names. So all these are differ in their densities only. Okay, lactose, MCC, starch, all these are the ingredients. They are processed, okay, to a directly compressible vehicle. And when we talk about the drug, so drug dose, it's somewhat must not be the higher one, because uh, uh, it will affect the compressibility. At the same time, it should be that drug should be in the crystalline form. Okay, if it is in the amorphous pause, again it have problem in the compressibility. These points should be we should remember when we go with the directly compressible process. Then slugging or dry granulation. Here we prepare a large tablet, okay, with using much bigger punches, okay, and then we screen it to a small particles. After that small particle, here we can say that granules, and then we go with the blending with the lubricants and compression. Okay, so the granulation handling and the feed system. Evaluation of vacuum automated handling system and mechanical system is there. Segregation means what? Due to the static charges, particle may come up and down. So we have to keep in mind that there should not be a segregation during this granulation. So the effect of the above system on the content uniformity of the drug is affected, which this segregation. Then the compression, when we talk about the compression, so the machine speed is very important. Compression means tablet compression, dye filling rate, flow property of the particular product, movement of powder from hopper to dye cavity, feeding rate or the machine speed is also very important. Then tablet coating. Coating is generally with the pan coating and the fluid dyes bed. Processor is again used for these types of protein. Likewise, the formation of a granules. After the granules, you can coat a small tablets are there, 1 mm or 2 mm tablet in that fluidized bed coater. So the pan and the fluidized coating is there. So here we required a somewhat bigger number of the tablet, larger number of the tablet when we want to coat that tablet. Okay, 5 or 10 tablet is not, we will not able to coat 5 or 10 tablet, minimum 100, 250, more than that number of tablets are required. Then operating tablet bed temperature is very important. If the temperature is very high, that film will dry very rapidly, and uneven coating may be there. If it is your temperature is very low, sticking up the tablet will occur. Okay, then airflow is very important, temperature is very important, solution application rate, that is the spraying pattern, 1 ml per minute, 2 ml per minute, likewise is very important. All these are the parameter we have to optimize. We can't say that for particular drug this temperature, this drying, and this rate is very important, is suitable for every batch. It varies depending upon the excipient, depending upon the drug is used. So this is the role of the scientist who works in that pilot plant to uh, uh, develop to validate all these process and transfer it effectively for the scale up technique, and he or she should be available during that technology transfer in that particular place where large scale production is going on. So the automizing air pressure is again very important. Then when we talk about the pan coating, fixed operating parameters are there like pan loading, variable operating parameter, then solid content, suspension. Then in fixed operating parameter, the second one is the drying. Variable is the inlet air temperature. Fixed operating parameter, next one is the coating system. Then quality of the coating, air pressure. When we talk about the variable, spray rate is there when we talk about the coating. So spray rate will affect the coating. Okay, inlet temperature will affect the drying. Okay, likewise is there. And other parameter like the spray gun is there, pan coating. Spray gun will play a major role in that atomization or air pressure and all these things. And the heater is provided is there, or the blower is there. That blower will play a role in temperature maintaining of the air velocity. So air pressure is there, fan speed, and number of the spray gun is affected. See, this is the R&D quota. In our college, we have this with some modifications. So this is the gun. Okay, and this is the exhaust blower is there from where hot air is came, and from this we spray a liquid. It is continuously rotating. Tablet is moving on. Okay, it have buffers. Buffers means have outward movement. Some material is there. Okay, the SS material there where tablet get block and uh, move downwards. Okay, then there is a temperature controller, motor controller. Knobs are there. From by moving that knob, we can rotate the, we can change the speed, we can change the inlet air speed or the temperature of that air. Likewise, then fluidized bed coater. Again, that batch size, drying side, nozzle is very important. Nozzle spray temperature is very critical. We have to optimize these parameter before going to the scale up. These are some instruments we use. Okay, tablet coating, polishing, tablet compression, then polishing is there, packaging is there. Okay, ultimately we get such types of products. So raw material pulverize, then small particles are there, then we vibrate screening. So that's why we will separate that particles. Again we will go with that milling, and we will get a particle of same size. Then mixer we will use for the mixing, then we will dry it. Then after dry we will go with the granulation. Then again with that compression, these are various machineries are there. After that, we will go with the coating. If it is required, then we will coat, polish it, then we will coat it, pack it. So this is in detail about the scale up of the tablet.